All right, gather round, folks, because today we get to witness one of the great marvels of the natural world. Chimpanzees playing doctor, no, not that kind, using good old-fashioned forest DIY first aid. As it turns out, the forests of Uganda are not just home to an impressive collection of flora and fauna, they're also apparently Earth's original pharmacy. And here, our distant primate cousins are making house calls, slapping together their own herbal remedies like it's an episode of Apothecary Now. But before we dive deeper, let me stress, you're about to receive a fine cocktail of fact, opinion, and just a dash of sarcasm. Take it all with a grain of salt, or perhaps a sprig of forest mint, whichever you prefer. Now let's chew on this. Researchers, those endlessly curious creatures equipped with binoculars and clipboards, have filmed chimpanzees in Uganda's Budongo forests doing something astonishing. Picture it. A chimp with a fresh wound, perhaps from a scrap with a rival, doesn't just sit and pout or get on TikTok and bitch about it. Oh no. Instead, it reaches for a very particular plant, with all the savoir-faire of a Michelin star chef selecting truffles, and begins doctoring itself up, licking, chewing, maybe even applying the substance directly to the injury. Not only do chimps treat themselves, but sometimes, in a stroke of primate benevolence, they play nurse for their pals too. Take that, modern healthcare. No copays, no insurance, just a leafy prescription straight from the jungle. The humans in lab coats, flabbergasted, have decided to call this self-medication or zoopharmacognosy, which, let's be honest, is just a fancy way of saying these chimps know their way around a medicine, cabinet, or log in this case. Previous research found they eat certain plants to treat upset stomachs or infections. Talk about eating your vegetables with purpose. And now, with these new findings, our evolutionary siblings are smothering wounds with local flora, raising the inevitable questions. What's next? Will we discover chimps opening up a drive-through pharmacy by the riverbank? Loyalty cards for repeat patients? But as we marvel at our primate kin's holistic healing, a burning question remains, one that modern culture cannot ignore. Out of all these miraculous plants, why hasn't a single chimp been spotted reaching for the obvious leafy remedy? You know the one when, yes, folks, I'm talking about marijuana, weed, cannabis, the supposed cure-all from aches, pains, and insomnia to a sudden inexplicable urge for snacks. Given its globe-trotting reputation for medicinal properties, if you ask a certain corner of the internet, it'll fix anything short of a broken heart. You'd think at least one enterprising chimp would give it a whirl. Yet not a single Budongo inhabitant has been caught rolling a banana leaf joint or hosting a jungle drum circle. It's almost suspicious, really. Are the chimps missing out on nature's so-called miracle plant, or are they just smarter than we thought? Maybe with their centuries of unbroken herbal wisdom, they know something the rest of us don't, that perhaps the healing powers of the forest are best enjoyed without 4 hours of philosophical rambling and a craving for peanut butter. Or maybe they're just waiting until the researchers are gone to break out the good stuff. Isn't it curious that despite all their supposed intelligence, not a single chimpanzee has organized a witch trial or rounded up the troop's females who practice this medical cure for a good old-fashioned burning at the stake? You'd think with their evolutionary prowess, they'd at least invent slavery, establish rigid social classes, or whip up a religion or two for self-aggrandizement. Makes you wonder, if we really did originate from chimps, why are they still missing all these enlightened human traditions? They sure didn't see Planet of the Apes yet, which should be on every chimp's must-see movie list. Throughout history, the so-called colonizing class has not only claimed lands and resources, but also twisted beliefs, customs, and even natural remedies for their own benefit. They have shaped narratives to serve their interests, often at the expense of the cultures they overtook. In many ways, this drive for control and exploitation reflects a primal, even feral instinct that still lingers today. Now, as global awareness grows, more people are recognizing and challenging these deep-set patterns of cultural domination. So while scientists pat themselves on the back, awestruck by these hairy herbalists, let's acknowledge what's really happening. In the wilds of Africa, chimps are running the OG wellness clinic. Unlike us, they haven't hopped aboard the cannabis cure-all for profit bandwagon, no CBD gummies, no impromptu reggae sessions, just the time-honored tradition of slathering mashed-up leaves on boo-boos and carrying on. Until the day a chimp is spotted crafting pre-rolled medicines and charging a copay in mangoes, we'll just have to accept that their healing arts remain both down to earth and ever so slightly less hazy than ours, sending you healing energy, love, and light on your journey toward understanding our wild world. If you enjoyed exploring the witchy world of chimps, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on nature's remedies. Thank you for joining us as we unravel the mysteries of the forest together. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and may wellness always find its way to you.